Good morning. I'm going to take you through a week of my workouts. Today it's Sunday morning at 7. I woke up early for some reason and felt rested, and I have family in town and they're sleeping, so I thought I would get my workout in now. Also, I'm going to go for a swim, and if I wait, then like all the people who just like to bob around in the lanes start to filter in, and I want to get my laps in before then. Right now I'm lifting 2 days a week, doing cardio 2 days a week, and then having a 5th like body control day, so I'll show you that later in the week. Sometimes it's Pilates, sometimes it's yoga, kettlebells, and it's 30 minutes, so kind of like a half workout. And then my lifting days are alternating between 2 full body days, which I did last week, so this will be an upper lower week for me. And then I like to do active recovery things like hike or walk or yoga, and then at least 1 full rest day. So yeah, today's cardio, 45 minutes, zone 2. I think I'm gonna split it between the bike and swimming, so that'll be fun. Okay, so I ended up doing 5 minutes of easy warm up on the bike, and then I transitioned into 20 minutes or 20 rounds of intervals, 15 seconds at a push pace, not sprinting, and then 45 seconds rest and recover. Straight into 20 minutes of swimming at a pretty leisurely pace, split between freestyle. I did some backstroke and breaststroke as well. Obviously, I did not do butterfly. I can, but it's like very difficult, and it doesn't feel like zone 2 cardio for me. It feels like, you know, you're kind of dying. And then day 2 was a lower body strength and hypertrophy day. I did a nice mobility and activation warm up. And then for this workout, I had 3 main lifts. I did a squat pattern, I did a hip thrust, and then I did a hinge. For my squat, I didn't want to lift heavy, so I did a 1.5 rep, and then I put my feet on some blocks just to have a deficit for better range of motion, better muscle contraction. So I did 4 sets of that, 4 sets of a banded heavy hip thrust, and I think I did a 45 and a 25 on each side. Felt really good. And then my main lift, the third one, was a Tempo dumbbell RDL. So I'm going 3 seconds on the way down, getting a nice stretch in the hamstrings, and then just like 1 second up. So I did 4 sets of each of those exercises, but I rested 2 to 3 minutes in between each set, and then straight into my kind of accessory and core circuit. 3 different exercises, just 2 rounds of this. Double deficit split squat, holding onto something for balance so you can go a little bit heavier with the weight, really feeling that depth and then pushing through the heel. Really good for your glutes and your quads. And then 25 ball hamstring curls, always a burner, always good. And then I did 25 reps on each side of a single arm march, so holding onto a heavier kettlebell, standing on one leg, bringing that other knee up in your chest, really good for your core, and then also your glutes because you're standing on one leg and really having to kind of press down and stabilize your hips. So yeah, that was my leg workout. All took like 50 minutes. Day 3 of this week for me was an upper body lifting day. I did a little mobility and activation warm-up, including some plyometric push-ups just to get nice and ready, and then 2 main lifts of the day. The first one was either a lat pull down or pull-ups, and for some reason I feel very incomplete if I don't do pull-ups at least once a week, so I did 2 sets of pull-ups and 2 sets of lat pull downs. It's just something I always like to work on, even though it's really freaking hard every time. And then I went a little bit heavier on the lat pull downs just to get my strength up to get more pull-ups because I'm weird. Okay, and then we did a upper body push, which was an incline bench dumbbell press. I said that weird, but yes. The bench is slightly at an angle, and I'm going at a weight which is really challenging to get the last 2 to 3 reps. You can see I'm kind of struggling towards the end, but I love benching of any sort, so that was kind of fun. And I went up in weight, I think 5 pounds heavier than last week, so I did 45s this week, and I'm recording this voiceover the next day, and my pecs are very sore, so it was very effective. Next, I move into a superset with a cable row, nice and slow on the eccentric part of the rep. And then that was supersetted with a isometric overhead hold kettlebell or dumbbell shoulder press. And don't underestimate this one. It's so hard towards the end. I liked to use the kettlebells at home last week when I did this workout, and then this week I just had access to dumbbells, so that was fine, but I had to go a little bit lower in weight. But like towards the end, I could barely extend my elbows and was shaking. So try that one out. It's super tough. You have to stabilize a lot, and just kind of an endurance game with that one. And then I finished up my workout with a circuit just 2 times through of some accessory work. So hammer curl into a lateral raise, just getting those biceps and delts going, and then a chop, banded chop. So this is good for obliques and kind of just full body functionality, core, pelvic floor. And it was a good day. I loved it. I'm kind of sore today because I usually do full body splits and not as often lower upper body day, but it was good. And day 4 today is a active recovery and rest day. So I just did some yoga, some mellow stretching and breath work and meditation in the grass. I feel like I am getting a little bit sick because I feel like I'm always getting a little bit sick with a toddler in daycare. So this rest day came at a really good time, just kind of moving into what my body felt like doing, pausing for some breath work or some meditation and journaling when I felt like it. And I think this is super important to not neglect the kind of the mental health, the energetic levels of you, the subtle levels of you, and any emotional things you might need to address during the week. Give yourself space and time to do that. It feels really good. It feels good to let your body rest and recover and just play around in the grass. So loved my day 4. Okay, I just left the park. I did a little 15 to 20 minute stretch session, and I wanted to pop in and say that I work today. I work 3 to 4 days a week, and they're like 8 to 9 hour shifts. So on those days, I definitely get between 10 to 15,000 steps just like walking around the hospital, picking up patients. So one of my rest days or active recovery days I like to do on a day that I don't work, just so I can be super restful. And then one of the days does tend to land on a work day. So I would say I get a lot of steps in. I don't really measure it, but I just checked my phone. It was like 12,000 steps. So yeah, walking, steps, don't underestimate that. So I get that amount or more, like usually 6 days a week. And then that one super restful day, I like to take it really easy. Okay, I wanted to say one more thing, because getting your health and fitness or fitting it into your lifestyle is doable. It can be really challenging, and I think especially as a parent I'm discovering that, but you can make it work. Everyone has different childcare, different schedules. There's really no use in comparing all that and trying to exactly match someone else's lifestyle, but take advantage of the time you have. Don't view anything as not important. Like, I am going to pick up River right now from daycare, but I felt like I just needed that 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it was, in the sunshine by myself to feel good in my body, to kind of recoup and separate my workday from parenting mode. And now I feel a little bit more clear-headed, a little bit rejuvenated, so now I can be a happier, more present mother, because these days are crazy. They are. It's endless. It's nonstop. But if you spend that extra little bit of time and effort to care for yourself, I think it can really pay off for you and your family. So don't feel guilty if you're taking time to take care of yourself, because just use that love and energy to pour out into your husband or whatever, your spouse, your children, your work. Just do the best you can. Okay, day 5, cardio for me today. I just parked at one of my favorite little trailheads in the canyon, which goes through a river and then up to this beautiful mountain lookout, and it's a nice fall sunny day, so I'm excited. But I wanted initially to run today. Trail running is like one of my favorite things, and I just haven't been able to do it as much this year as I want, but and that's usually due to one of 2 things. I feel like we're always sick from River's daycare, and that's just what it is. So I don't feel great right now. I have a sore throat and just like tired. And then 2, I still have some like SI joint and low back pain from pregnancy and postpartum. So sometimes running just doesn't feel very good on my joints. That being said, I'm going for a hike and I'm excited. And at first I was like a little bit bummed, but it's a beautiful day. Excited to just get some fresh air, move my body in a gentle way, and just let exercise and being in nature be a good thing for my physical body as well as my mental health and just kind of energy grounding. So yeah, it'll be good. I'm glad that I have learned to listen to my body better lately and just like be okay with how I feel and go from there. Day 6 this week was my full body kind of fill in the blanks workout. So I did a 30-minute kettlebell and standing core and body weight workout, which I'll post the link of below. And then I did 10 minutes of just my favorite exercises on my Legree microformer for my hips, my pelvic floor, my core, just kind of full body functionality. These workouts are fun. I just take them week by week, see what I feel like I need to work on. Often it involves some combination of body awareness, body control, some power and athleticism, some core, some functionality. These workouts are what I used to do kind of all the time, but I have shifted into more structured strength training twice a week and cardio twice a week, and then this once a week just to fill in the gaps. And I think that has given me better results in general, but I know these workouts are also just fun, and it's nice to put your head down, follow a video, just get it done. So I definitely think they have a time and a place, and I've been enjoying doing closer to like a 30-minute workout on this 5th day. Sometimes when I was doing 3 full body lifting sessions, it just felt like a little bit too much wear and tear on my joints. Sometimes it felt fine, but yeah, this was good. It felt well rounded. I didn't feel too taxed afterwards and felt like I kind of just listened to what my body wanted to do, which was great. So day 7 tomorrow is going to be a restful rest day with, obviously I'll do a little bit of walking and maybe a little bit of stretching, but nothing crazy. And then actually I'm taking a full week off of working out, so it'll be a full rest week. I do that a few times a year. Tim and I are taking our first solo trip since having River. We're going to Cabo for 3 days. It's gonna be really quick, but I'm excited, and I'm gonna take a few days off exercising and just do probably some gentle walks on the beach, maybe a little bit of stretching, but letting my body rest and recover so that when I get back, I'll be ready to get back into it. So thank you for following my week of workouts. I hope you learned something. I hope maybe you can take some of these ideas with you, and let me know if you have any questions. I will see you in the next video.